Hey guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to my channel, welcome to your channel. And it is your channel. It's your channel because it's whatever you want, and that's what I give. So, okay, we're looking today at Bitcoin and altcoins and what's going on. And in order to know that, we need to look at the Bitcoin dominance, which is the overall market cap of all of the altcoins, plus the market cap of, or the value, if you like, of all of the coins in circulation of all of the altcoins versus all of the circulation value of Bitcoin, putting them all together and then making a comparison between the two, and then that's what you've got. Who's more dominant? Is Bitcoin more dominant, or is it all the altcoins together more dominant? And yeah, so you got all the indicators that you use on trading. They work also on the dominance. So your different moving averages, your Bollinger Bands and all the rest of it, your RSIs, they all work off of they all work with Bitcoin dominance. So without bringing anything complicated into the equation here, I've just got two moving averages here. I've got the 200 and the 50. And the reason why I've got the 250 is just to show you that we're definitely underneath this 200. And while we're on that trajectory, then we are still in what I would class as an altcoin season. But even more so if we can remain under the 50 EMA, and we actually have done. The last couple of days we bounced off of it and it's been rejected, and here we are now on that line. We're on that 50. So if we can break down now and just start sort of rolling over and create this kind of like, let's come down and make a lower low than this one here, maybe come down here, then that'll give us a chance to get some altcoins, or some Bitcoin, I should say. Yeah, so there we go. That's what we're looking at, and that's what I'm looking at least. Very much so. So keep your eye on that. Whilst that's there, I'll just get rid of these and bring up the Bollinger Bands, which is important, because you got the 50, you got the 200, you got the 50. Bringing in the Bollinger Bands, if I can find it, I'll do my alphabet, Tony. You know that B comes after A at the beginning. Yeah, the Bollinger Bands. Yeah, you got this dip here, going up. We've dipped here, going up, and again this line here. We're now going down to the 20 moving average, 20 period moving average. We're on the daily now, so the 20-day moving average, and we're underneath that. So we're underneath the 50 still. We're underneath the 20. This is bullish for the short term for alts. What we don't want to see is obviously it crossing the 20, then crossing the 50, and then moving up towards the 200, because that means we're exiting the altcoin season that we're currently being in for a while, and we'll be moving more into Bitcoin whilst the altcoins start to bleed off a little bit with regard to their price against Bitcoin. Now they'll still make money over the course of fiat, most likely, but you might lose your Bitcoin value. This is that pertinent question over: do you trade in Bitcoin pairing or do you trade in fiat pairing? And this is a perfect example. So yeah, that's what we've got looking at there. So if we bring the charts up for Bitcoin, we have a situation where we've been trading in this zone for quite some time. We've had our eye on you for quite some time now, Mr. Anderson. Now, my colleagues and I think that we are wasting our time with Bitcoin, but I believe you wish to do the right thing and become a diamond holder and hold your Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a scarce asset and becoming more scarce as Bitcoin gets lost, as more people invest in Bitcoin. It becomes more valuable because it becomes finite, becomes less supply. Therefore, less supply becomes more demand, which you get supply and demand there, and then obviously people can ask what they want, whatever price they want, which is why the speculators are saying 500, 700,000 to a million per Bitcoin. So if you own a Bitcoin now and you can afford to do so, and yeah, just hold on to it until the day that it reaches big money. Big money by meaning hundreds of thousands to the million. With inflation and stimulus, they've just been announced that the new stimulus package thanks to Mr. Biden. Was it $600 a month in stimulus? This is all positive for the economy. And for the economy, when I say positive for the economy, it's actually dreadful for the economy. But it's good for the economy in that people like ourselves that are invested into cryptocurrency and into golds and into stocks and shares, it's good for us because if we put our money in the bank, then it becomes less valuable. Having our money in stocks and shares that we believe in, or cryptocurrencies that we believe in, means that the only way is up. So that's what I mean by it's good for us. Okay, so that's that. So let's just look at the trading areas. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of these fibs. Get rid of the fibs. So remove. And we've got the Bollinger Bands. We're getting a real tight squeeze here. And then while this sort of squeeze is happening, the longer the squeeze, the bigger the bulge when the Bollinger Bands do break out. And what we'll be looking for to know whether we're going up to the top or to the bottom, we need the RSI to tell us that we're either in an oversold or an overbought area. So at the moment, there isn't anything confirming either way. We're just going a sideways action here, sideways action here. We're neither in a bullish trend or a bearish trend. Overall, looking at it from a weekly point of view, or if we go onto the weekly chart, yeah, okay, we're definitely in a bear trend. We're under the 20 moving average of the weekly. So yeah, I accept that, and even the daily, we are under it, I think. Let's have a look. Just underneath it. So we are essentially in a bear trend, but it was only a week ago that we tapped up above it. It didn't hold, but 2 weeks ago we were definitely above the 20 SMA. Maybe we were going to get a turnaround, but we didn't get into an overbought area. If we'd have ended up sort of coming down here and having an oversold area, whilst the price was coming down and wicking out here, then we could have expected a bulge. And that's what I want now. That's what I want to see now. Over the coming weeks, I want to see this squeeze to happen, a little bit more sideways action, while the RSI goes in one way or the other. One way or another, I'm gonna get ya, get ya. So yeah, keep your eye on the Bollinger Bands, keep your eye on the RSI, look for an oversold or an overbought. If we end up coming down into an oversold area, and the Bollinger Bands, we get a wick down into the oversold area, then there's a high chance that we'll end up going up the way and shooting up like a rocket and start making higher moves, which will be a time to get rid of some of your rubbish coins that you're not too fussed about and get into Bitcoin and ride the Bitcoin rally up, and then go back into those coins again later on once your money is worth more. That's the plan. Okay, volumes tapering off, and has been for the last 2 or 3 weeks as Bitcoin's going sideways. This might be the reason why altcoins, the Bitcoin dominance is starting to turn the other way, is because people get bored of non-volatility. And when you go to altcoins and there's volatility, if there's volatility, it's excitement, it breeds trading experience and breeds losses, yes, but it also breeds great gains for people that know what they're doing. People that know what they're doing are people that go and do their research and watch channels like this and watch all of my other videos to get the tutorials so that they can have the skills to become better traders for a future time. But along the way, it's inevitable that we will lose money. It's just part of the deal. If you don't pay for a training course to learn how to trade and become a proficient trader that way, then the only other way of doing it is a paid course, and the paid course is by making mistakes. All right. So either way, you got to pay for experience, whether you're paying for it, like I've just said, pay for it by mistakes or pay for it by getting taught. Yeah, that's it. So not really a lot else to say. With regards to some positive coins that to keep your eye on is Harmony One. So just look for one coin. That's doing very well at the moment and will hopefully continue to do well with big supporters like Sony, etc. Theta's another good one, and Chiliz is good for your NFTs. That's one that I believe will go to the moon. And then finally, last is for the best, is Algorand. Algorand is undoubtedly my favorite coin, second to Bitcoin. So yes, here we are. That was my price target from down here, where I said that we would end up finding support, and here we are. We found the resistance. Sorry, and there we are. We found the resistance. I think it's going to struggle, but if we can break it, then it'll come support, and then up the way we go. Yes. Cool. Nothing else to say. With that, I hope you guys have a great weekend for what's left of it, and I'll see you tomorrow for more stuff to talk about, and we will be talking about GME and AMC, and probably a little bit on where we're going with Bitcoin as we start a new week next week, heading towards the end of the month where volatility will set in, which should be around about kind of here-ish, which might just be enough for that squeeze just to kind of fulfill its goal and then head up, head down, whichever way we're going to go. As the days go on, the patterns will appear, divergences will start making more apparent, and we should start seeing a little bit more volume as we start seeing which way we're heading. Moving averages will start giving us more of a clue as to where we're going with things. If we bring up those two moving averages here, they're all crossing, they're all converging, all to this point here. Yeah, so it's a momentous occasion right now for Algorand. Bitcoin, not so. We've had the death cross kind of up here. This is really where the death cross happened, and it came down. This is just the lagging indicator that's showing what happened here. But then it breeds FUD. Then as soon as that happened, it breeds that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and we ended up coming below the SMA. But it's held. So even with the death cross and China and Elon Musk and all the rest of this negative press, it still managed to hold its own above 30k. So we are in the money. We are good. We're good. We're good. I believe that 30k is a massive resistance area. Yeah, not forgetting the GME gap, CME gap. Yeah, that Chicago gap is down at, I think it was 28. Was it 2800? Let's just have a quick look. It was at 23,760. I'm gonna stick that in my Bitcoin. 23,760. 23,760 Bitcoin USD. 23,760. Let's get a horizontal line. Go into there. Go into settings. Go to coordinates. 23,760. Go to text. Go to CME. Gap. Let's make him capital. Be right. Okay, that's that. And let's just make that a little bit bigger. Give him a 16. And center. That's good. Let's make it a little bit posh. There you go. Right, that's cool. With that, just keep our eye on this, guys, because we might end up dipping down one day just to fill it. But it will be a scare. If we do fill it, depending on the other things, I mean, it'd be a great time to go long. Depending on the other things. But if anything happens and I say anything, I shall come on and I shall let you know what I'm doing. None of this today is financial advice. It's educational, it's entertainment, and yeah, don't get wrecked. Play safe, and I will see you guys all tomorrow before market opens, during the market as well. Yesterday I did a before market, did my price predictions for the day, and it worked out pretty good. Did exactly what it said on the tin. So I'll do the same on Monday tomorrow, and hopefully I'll do the same again. So yeah, all the best, guys, and I shall speak to you all tomorrow. Thanks.